Hello, and welcome to Sleep. I'm glad you're here tonight, in this quiet space, where nothing is required of you and nothing needs to be accomplished. You don't need to prepare your thoughts or organize your mind, and you don't need to hold on to every word you hear. This moment isn't about effort or focus. It's simply about allowing yourself to rest while something calm and distant unfolds in the background. You may be arriving here after a long day, or perhaps your mind is still gently circling unfinished ideas, soft concerns, or quiet curiosities. Or maybe you're already tired, and all you're looking for is a gentle current to carry you towards sleep. However you've arrived, it's enough. You don't need to adjust yourself to fit this moment. You can let this moment adjust itself to you. As you listen, you might begin to notice the way your body is supported right now. The surface beneath you holds your weight steadily and without effort, doing its quiet work while you rest. Gravity keeps you grounded, gently and constantly, without asking for attention. There's nowhere you need to go, and nothing you need to fix or solve. For now, everything can remain exactly as it is. You can allow your shoulders to soften, releasing any tension they may have been carrying without realizing it. Your jaw can loosen, your tongue resting comfortably, your face settling into a neutral, easy expression. Your breathing doesn't need to be guided or controlled. It can find its own pace, slow and natural, rising and falling like a quiet tide that knows exactly where to go. Tonight isn't about learning quickly or remembering details. It's about drifting, about letting wide, distant ideas move past you without urgency. You can listen closely, or you can let the words blur gently together. Either way is fine. Sleep has a way of arriving on its own, especially when it isn't being chased. As we begin, you might imagine that your attention doesn't need to stay sharp or narrow. It can widen and soften, like your vision does when you stop focusing on a single point and allow the whole scene to come into view. The words can become part of the atmosphere, something present but not demanding, something you don't need to hold on to. And as the world around you continues quietly, you can allow yourself to do a little less, to think a little less, to carry a little less. Tonight, there is time, there is space, and there is nothing you need to stay awake for. We live inside a galaxy, not at its center, and not at its edge, but somewhere in between, carried along quietly as it turns. From where we are, we can't see its full shape or step outside to look back at it. We experience it from within, the way you experience a city while walking its streets, never seeing the whole layout at once, only the slow rhythm of movement around you. The Milky Way's not a still place. It is a vast, gently rotating home made of stars, dust, gas, and things we cannot see directly. It has been turning for billions of years, slowly and patiently, long before Earth existed and long before there were eyes to notice it. Even now, as you rest, that motion continues without sound or urgency, steady and uninterrupted. Our sun moves with this flow, orbiting the center of the galaxy in a wide, calm path. It travels at a tremendous speed, yet the journey is so large that each complete circuit takes hundreds of millions of years. From a human perspective, that kind of motion feels almost timeless. Nothing rushes, nothing arrives quickly. The galaxy teaches time in scales that feel gentle precisely because they are so vast. When you look up at the night sky from Earth, the Milky Way appears as a pale band of light stretching across the darkness. That glow is not a distant object, but a view along the dense plane of the galaxy itself. A crowded corridor of stars seen from the inside. It's like standing in a forest and looking through the trunks rather than seeing the forest from above. Depth replaces outline, and immersion replaces overview. We don't occupy one of the galaxy's grandest regions. Our solar system drifts through a quieter lane, a modest stretch between larger spiral arms. This calm neighborhood is not empty, but it is less crowded, less violent, and less intense than the core or the brightest arms. In this relatively peaceful region, life had time to form, to persist, and to slowly become aware of the larger motion carrying it along. Everything around us participates in this movement. Stars rise and fall, gently above and below the galactic plane. Clouds of gas drift, stretch, and collapse. Light travels vast distances, crossing space that feels empty but is quietly full of structure. Even what appears still is moving, just on timescales that feel almost infinite. Because we are inside the galaxy, our view is always partial. Dust obscures distant regions, and brightness overlaps brightness until individual structures blur together. For a long time, humans didn't even know what kind of galaxy we lived in. It took centuries of observation and careful measurement to realize that this hazy band of light was a spiral system, and that we were embedded within one of its arms, moving along with it. From this position, we don't experience the galaxy as an object, but as an environment. It surrounds us in every direction, above and below, ahead and behind. We are always inside it, always moving with it, whether we're awake to notice or asleep and dreaming quietly. As you listen, you don't need to hold on to these ideas. You can let them pass slowly, like distant landmarks seen from a train window at night. The details don't matter. What matters is the feeling of being carried, of being part of a motion that doesn't depend on your attention or effort. The Milky Way turns. The sun follows its path. The earth moves with it. And here, in this small and quiet moment, you can rest while the galaxy continues its slow, luminous journey, steady and patient, holding you within it, without asking anything at all. Nothing in the galaxy is truly still. Even the things that seem fixed, distant, or permanent are moving quietly, patiently, following paths shaped long before there were names for stars or worlds. This movement does not announce itself. It doesn't rush or interrupt. It simply continues, moment after moment, whether it is noticed or completely ignored. The Milky Way turns as a whole, but not like a solid wheel. Its motion is layered and uneven, gentle and flexible. Regions closer to the center move a little faster, while the outer regions lag behind, stretching the galaxy into a soft spiral. This difference in motion doesn't tear the galaxy apart. It shapes it slowly, creating patterns that feel calm precisely because they take so long to change. Nothing snaps into place. Nothing locks itself into a rigid form. The galaxy eases forward, adjusting continuously, allowing gravity to do its quiet work without resistance. Change here is not an event. It is a condition, a background state that never switches off. Stars follow wide, looping paths around the galactic center, each one tracing its own slow orbit. These paths are not perfect circles, and they are not identical. Some stars drift slightly inward, others gently outward, responding to subtle gravitational influences that build over millions of years. No single moment explains the motion. It emerges from accumulation, from patience layered on patience. You don't need to imagine these paths clearly. You don't need to picture lines or diagrams or shapes. You can let the idea of orbit remain soft, almost abstract, like watching distant lights move slowly through fog. What matters is not the detail, but the feeling of steady continuation, of motion that never demands attention. Spiral arms are not fixed structures made of permanent stars. They're slow waves moving through the galactic disk. Regions where stars and gas gather briefly before drifting on again. Materia enters these waves, lingers for a time, and then moves forward, leaving the arm behind. From within, This process feels smooth and continuous, without drama or urgency. Nothing crashes into place. Nothing is pulled suddenly. Everything participates gently, passing through phases without needing to remember where it has been. The spiral arms exist not because things stop, but because things keep moving. If you imagine this movement, you might think of long ocean swells far from shore. The water rises and falls, not sharply, but gradually. So slowly that the motion feels almost like stillness. The wave passes beneath the surface, lifting and lowering without breaking. The galaxy moves in much the same way, shaped by rhythms too slow to disturb rest. Our sun follows this motion without effort. It travels along its long orbit calmly, never needing to accelerate or slow down deliberately. Gravity holds it in balance, not as a force to resist, but as a presence to move with. The sun doesn't struggle against this pull. It rests inside it, carried forward like a leaf on a wide, quiet river. As the sun moves, it gently rises and falls above and below the main plane of the galaxy. This vertical motion is subtle, almost imperceptible from within the moment. It takes tens of millions of years to complete a single slow wave. There is no sensation of climbing or descending. Only when time stretches far enough does the motion reveal itself. Everything in the galaxy shares this quality of movement. There are no sharp turns, no sudden stops, no deadlines to meet. Change unfolds through countless small adjustments layered gently over time. The galaxy does not hurry, because it does not need to arrive anywhere. It is not moving toward an ending. It is simply continuing. Even events that sound dramatic from a human perspective unfold slowly here. Distances soften impact. Time smooths edges. Motion stretches so far that urgency dissolves before it can take shape. What remains is flow, steady and reliable, like a rhythm that has never missed a beat. As you listen, you might notice that this idea of slow motion has an echo in your own body. Your breathing follows a rhythm that doesn't need instruction. Your heart keeps its pace without being reminded. Muscles release tension when they are no longer needed. Just like the galaxy, your body knows how to move and how to rest without conscious control. You don't need to guide your breath. You don't need to adjust it. It rises and falls on its own, calm and unhurried, responding to needs you don't have to think about. Motion and rest exist together, balanced without effort. Even now, as you lie still, you are moving. The earth turns beneath you. The sun carries you along its wide path. The galaxy turns slowly around its unseen center. And beyond that, even larger structures drift in motions too slow to feel. Movement layered within movement. All of it gentle, all of it steady. There is no need to keep track of direction. No need to measure distance or progress. In this kind of motion, arrival does not matter. Only continuation matters. And continuation is already happening, quietly and reliably. Whether you are awake, half asleep, or drifting deeper into rest, you can allow the idea of motion to soften further now, becoming less defined, less verbal. The words can blur gently into the background, like a distant sound carried on the air. The details no longer need to stay sharp. The feeling of flow is enough. Nothing is rushing. Nothing is being left behind. The galaxy continues at its own pace, and you are carried within it without effort. Motion holds, balance remains, and you can rest comfortably inside this slow, luminous turning, letting awareness fade as the rhythm continues on its own. Much of what holds the galaxy together cannot be seen. There is no clear outline, no glowing edge, no visible framework you can point to in the sky, and yet everything remains in place. Stars continue their slow paths. Gas clouds drift without flying apart. The galaxy turns calmly, held by something quiet and patient, something that does not announce itself. Gravity is always present, but it is not something you notice directly. You don't hear it, you don't see it, you don't feel it as a force pressing in. It simply exists as a condition, shaping motion without effort, guiding paths without instructions. It is not dramatic. It does not demand attention. It works continuously, even when nothing seems to be happening. The Milky Way is surrounded by a vast, invisible structure known as its halo. This halo extends far beyond the bright disk of stars, wrapping the galaxy in a wide, quiet envelope. It contains ancient stars, faint clusters, and something far more abundant than all the light combined. Dark matter, a form of mass that does not shine, does not reflect, and does not reveal itself to the eye. We do not know exactly what dark matter is. We cannot touch it or see it directly, but we know it is there because of what it does. Without it, the galaxy would not hold together. Stars at the edges would drift away. The slow turning you imagined before would unravel. Instead, everything remains bound, steady, and balanced, as if resting on an unseen foundation. You can think of dark matter as a quiet scaffolding, a hidden support that allows everything else to exist as it does. It does not interfere. It does not intrude. It simply holds, like the frame of a house hidden behind walls. It shapes the structure without ever asking to be noticed. This unseen support extends in all directions, far beyond the stars you can see. The visible galaxy is only a small, luminous region inside a much larger, darker presence. Most of the galaxy's mass lies outside the glowing disk, spread thinly through space, silent and invisible. And yet, it is this unseen majority that defines the galaxy's shape, its motion, its stability. There is something deeply calming about this idea, that the most important things do not need to announce themselves. That support does not need to be visible to be real. That structure can exist quietly, without force or noise. As you rest, you are also supported in ways you do not need to think about. The surface beneath you holds you without effort. Your body maintains balance, circulation, and rhythm without instruction. Systems work silently in the background, keeping everything steady while you let go of awareness. Just like the galaxy, you are held by processes that do not require your attention. The halo of the Milky Way moves slowly, almost stars within it follow long, tilted paths that can take billions of years to complete. Some of these stars are incredibly old, formed before the galaxy took on its current shape. They drift quietly far from the bright disk, like distant memories preserved in motion. These ancient stars are not rushing anywhere. Their paths are wide and patient. They do not cross the crowded regions of the galaxy often. They remain in the outskirts, tracing slow arcs through darkness. Held by gravity they never need to question. Even the magnetic fields threading through the galaxy are mostly invisible. They stretch through space, guiding charged particles, shaping the movement of gas and dust, influencing how stars are born. These fields are gentle on small scales, but over vast distances, they quietly organize motion, aligning structures you would never notice with the naked eye. The galaxy also hums with energies beyond visible light, radio waves, X-rays. Faint streams of particles pass through space continuously. You do not feel them. You do not hear them. They move through your body harmlessly, carrying information from distant regions of the galaxy. A quiet reminder that there is far more happening than what appears on the surface. None of this unseen activity is urgent. Nothing is accelerating toward a crisis. These processes unfold at their own pace, governed by balance rather than intention. The galaxy does not strain to hold itself together. It rests inside its own structure, supported by forces that have been stable for billions of years. You do not need to understand these ideas fully. Understanding is not the purpose here. You can let the concept of unseen support remain vague and soft, like a feeling rather than a thought. A sense that something steady is present, holding everything gently in place. As your awareness continues to soften, the idea of structure can fade into the background. You do not need to picture halos or fields or particles. You can simply rest in the knowledge that stability does not require effort. That balance can exist quietly. That support can remain invisible and constant. The galaxy turns. The unseen holds. Motion continues without strain. And just as the Milky Way rests within its hidden framework, you can rest now as well. Supported without needing to pay attention. Carried without needing to move. Held gently as awareness drifts further into sleep. Nothing in the galaxy appears suddenly. Even creation takes its time. Long before a star begins to shine, there is only quiet darkness. Thin clouds of gas and dust drifting through space without shape or intention. These clouds do not hurry. They wander slowly, stretching and folding, responding gently to gravity over spans of time that feel almost endless. Within these clouds, motion begins so gradually that it cannot be pointed to. A region becomes slightly denser than its surroundings. Particles move a little closer together. Gravity deepens almost imperceptibly. There is no moment where creation announces itself. There is only a slow gathering, a patient drawing inward that continues without effort. As the cloud condenses, it warms, not suddenly, but gently. The gas begins to glow, faintly. Pressure builds quietly. Rotation emerges, slow and subtle. What will one day become a star is still hidden, still wrapped in shadow, still indistinguishable from the darkness around it. Birth in the galaxy is not loud. It is subtle, gradual, and deeply calm. Eventually, after long ages of gathering and warming, a new star begins to shine. Light appears where there was once only darkness. But even this moment is not abrupt. The star does not burst into existence. It eases into being, settling into balance, finding its place within the surrounding motion. The galaxy does not react. It simply continues, making room without disruption. Around these young stars, clouds remain, dust drifts. Material that was once scattered becomes part of something new. And even as stars are born, they are already part of a longer cycle, one that does not end with light, but continues through change and return. Stars shine for vast lengths of time. Some burn gently and steadily for billions of years. Others live faster lives, brighter and shorter. But all stars, regardless of their pace, eventually change. Fuel is used, balance shifts, expansion begins, outer layers drift away. What once felt stable begins to loosen, slowly and naturally. When a star reaches the end of its shining life, it does not disappear. It releases what it has gathered. Gas returns to space. Elements forged deep within are set free, carried outward in slow waves. This release is not an ending. It is a return. Material that once formed a star becomes part of the wider galaxy again, ready to drift, to gather, to participate in something new. Even the most dramatic stellar events unfold within this cycle. What sounds violent in description is softened by scale and time. Shockwaves travel outward, compressing nearby clouds, gently encouraging new regions to condense. Energy spreads, fades, and blends back into the quiet background of the galaxy. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is lost. Dust plays a quiet role in this process. Tiny grains, smaller than anything you could see, drift between stars, absorbing light, cooling gas, providing shelter for new structures to form. These grains carry complex molecules, the raw ingredients for future systems, future worlds. They do not rush. They wait, suspended in space, moving wherever gravity and motion carry them. Over time, these materials gather again. New clouds form, new regions grow denser. The cycle repeats without needing to remember itself. The galaxy does not keep track of how many times this has happened. It does not need to. Birth and return are not events here. They are conditions. They are the natural state of things. As you listen, you might notice how familiar this rhythm feels. Your own body follows cycles just as quietly. Cells are replaced. Energy is used and restored. Breath comes in and goes out. Nothing needs to be held tightly. Nothing needs to be forced to continue. Balance is maintained through gentle repetition. There is comfort in knowing that nothing has to be permanent to be meaningful. Stars do not cling to their light. Clouds do not resist becoming something else. Everything participates, and then releases, and then participates again. The galaxy does not fear change, because change is how it rests. You do not need to picture every stage of this process. You can let the idea of birth and return remain soft, like a slow rhythm felt rather than understood. A sense that nothing is truly separate, that everything flows back into the same wide current. Even now, as you rest, this cycle continues everywhere around you. Stars are forming. Stars are fading. Material drifts between states, between forms, between moments, and none of it requires attention. None of it demands effort. It simply happens, calmly and reliably. You can allow your thoughts to mirror this process now. Thoughts can arise gently, linger briefly, and then fade without resistance. You do not need to follow them. You do not need to hold on. Like everything else in the galaxy, they can return to quiet on their own. Birth and return. Gathering and release. Light and rest. The cycle continues without urgency, without strain, without interruption, and as awareness softens further, you can rest inside this rhythm, letting go completely, knowing that nothing needs to be finished, and nothing needs to be held, as sleep deepens naturally and quietly around you. Time in the galaxy does not move the way it does in daily life. There are no hours to count, no moments to hurry through, no sense of being early or late. Time stretches outward, wide and patient, unfolding so slowly that change becomes almost invisible. What feels like permanence is often just movement happening gently enough to feel still. Stars live within this deep time. Some have been shining quietly for billions of years, their light steady and unchanging from one human generation to the next. Others were already ancient before the Milky Way took on its familiar shape. They formed when the galaxy was still gathering itself, when structure was loose and motion was uncertain. They continue now, unchanged by calendars or clocks. The idea of a year loses its meaning here, even a galactic year. The time it takes the sun to complete one slow orbit around the center of the galaxy is measured in hundreds of millions of Earth years. In that span, continents shift, species rise and fade, and entire histories unfold. And yet, from the galaxy's perspective, this is only a single, unremarkable turn. Nothing marks these passerées. There is no signal when an orbit is completed, no announcement when a cycle ends and another begins. Time does not pause to acknowledge itself. It simply continues, layered upon itself, calm and unbroken. When you think about deep time, you don't need to imagine vast numbers or distant eras. You can let the concept remain vague, like a horizon you never reach. What matters is the feeling of slowness, of extension, of duration without pressure. A sense that nothing needs to happen quickly, because nothing important depends on speed. The galaxy has changed shape many times over its long existence. Arms have shifted, stars have migrated, structures have formed and softened. But these changes did not arrive suddenly. They unfolded gradually, smoothing themselves out over immense spans of time. Sharp edges wore away, irregularities blended into gentle curves. Time acted not as a force, but as a quiet companion. Even events that sound dramatic become gentle when placed inside deep time. Collisions stretch across billions of years. Transformations unfold slowly enough that they resemble growth rather than disruption. Nothing arrives all at once. Everything eases into what comes next. As your awareness continues to soften, you might notice that your own sense of time is beginning to loosen. Minutes may feel longer or shorter. The boundary between moments becomes less clear. This is natural. When attention relaxes, time stops demanding to be measured. You do not need to keep track of how long you have been listening. You do not need to anticipate what comes next. In deep time, anticipation fades. The present moment widens, becoming spacious enough to rest within. Your body already understands this kind of time. While you sleep, hours pass without effort or awareness. Processes continue quietly. Healing unfolds. Memory organizes itself. Time moves forward without needing to be watched. The galaxy exists entirely within this kind of duration. There is no rush toward an end, no countdown toward a conclusion. The future is not a destination waiting to be reached. It is simply another layer of continuation, waiting patiently for its turn to unfold. You can allow the idea of time to blur further now. Words like past and future can soften, losing their edges. What remains is a sense of continuity, a long, gentle presence that does not require division into pieces. Even the oldest stars are not in a hurry. They burn quietly, content to continue until conditions change naturally. They do not measure how much time remains. They do not prepare for endings. They simply exist within the flow that carries them. As you rest, you are allowed to do the same. You do not need to think about tomorrow or remember yesterday. You can release the need to orient yourself in time. Sleep does not require a schedule. It arrives when the conditions are right. Deep time holds everything without strain. It allows change without pressure. It carries motion without urgency, and as awareness continues to drift, you can let yourself sink into this wide, patient rhythm, where moments lose their boundaries and rest becomes effortless. There is nothing to finish, nothing to reach, nothing to keep track of. Time continues, wide and gentle, and you can rest comfortably within it. letting the sense of duration fade into a soft, quiet background as sleep deepens naturally and completely. The future of the galaxy is not something that arrives suddenly. It does not rush toward the present, and it does not wait for anything to be ready. It unfolds slowly, almost imperceptibly, shaped by the same gentle forces that have always been at work. What lies ahead is not a dramatic turn, but a quiet continuation of motion already in progress. The Milky Way will continue to change, just as it always has. Its spiral arms will shift and soften, stars will drift into new paths, gas will gather and disperse. These changes will not be marked by moments or milestones. They will blend into one another, smoothing the future into the present without sharp edges. Far from now, the galaxy will meet others, not in a sudden collision, but in a long, patient approach. Distances will close over billions of years. Shapes will stretch and curve. Stars will pass one another without contact, their paths bending gently under shared gravity. Even this kind of meeting is not violent when time is allowed to stretch. Nothing will need to hurry. There will be no instant when everything changes at once. The process will feel more like a slow merging of currents, two wide rivers joining without disruption. Motion will adjust. Balance will be found again. The galaxy will continue, altered but unbroken. Long before that, stars will continue to live out their quiet lives. Some will fade gently, releasing their light and warmth back into space. Others will persist far longer than the sun ever will, glowing steadily without urgency. New stars will still form, though more slowly, as material becomes thinner and more spread out. Creation will not stop. It will simply take its time. The future does not bring an ending written in sharp lines. It brings gradual change, softened by scale. Bright regions will dim. Structures will relax. Motion will continue. Slower perhaps, but still steady. The galaxy does not move toward disappearance. It moves toward balance, whatever form that balance takes. As you listen, you don't need to imagine specific futures or distant scenes. The details are not important. What matters is the feeling that the future is not something to prepare for. It is not something that demands readiness or concern. It is simply more time, wide and patient, unfolding naturally. Even on the largest scales, nothing in the universe appears to be in a hurry. Expansion continues. Structures drift apart slowly. Light travels vast distances without destination. The future stretches outward, not as a challenge, but as an open continuation of what already exists. This way of thinking about the future can feel deeply calming. When nothing is racing toward an outcome, there is nothing to brace against. When change unfolds gently, there is no need for tension. The galaxy does not worry about what it will become. It allows itself to change as conditions shift. You are not required to carry thoughts about the future with you into rest. You can set them down here, knowing that nothing important depends on your attention. The future will arrive, whether it is imagined or ignored. It does not need to be planned in order to unfold. As awareness softens further, even the idea of later can fade. The mind does not need to project itself forward. It can remain where it is, or drift away entirely. Sleep does not ask for anticipation. It arrives when thought loosens its grip. The galaxy continues its long journey without concern for what comes next. Motion remains steady. Balance holds. Change unfolds without urgency. And as the future stretches quietly ahead, you can rest now, unburdened, by what has not yet arrived, allowing awareness to settle deeper into stillness, carried gently by a continuation that asks nothing of you at all. All of this motion, all of this distance, all of this quiet turning has always included you, not as an observer standing apart, and not as something separate from the rest, but as a small and natural part of the same unfolding. The galaxy does not exist somewhere else. It exists, era, around you and through you, even when you are not thinking about it. The elements that make up your body were not created in isolation. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen you breathe were formed long before there was a body to carry them. They were shaped in ancient stars, released gently into space, and gathered again over time into new forms. Your body is not outside this process. It is one of its quiet expressions. As you rest, your body continues to participate without effort. Your heart moves steadily. Your lungs expand and release. Cells repair themselves. Energy shifts and redistributes. None of this requires your attention. Just like the galaxy, your body knows how to continue without being watched. The sun carries you along its slow path through space. Even now, you do not feel the motion. You do not need to. It is smooth enough, wide enough, that it feels like stillness. Day and night pass. Seasons change. Years unfold, and beneath it all, this larger motion continues quietly, holding everything in place. You are not required to be important in a cosmic sense to belong here. Belonging does not come from significance. It comes from participation, from simply being part of what is already happening. The galaxy does not single anything out. It includes everything equally, without preference or demand. As awareness softens, you might notice that the boundary between you and what surrounds you feels less rigid. Sounds arrive and fade. Sensations come and go. Breath moves in and out. There is no sharp line where the world ends and you begin. Everything overlaps gently, like layers of the same slow rhythm. You do not need to hold on to the idea of yourself as something separate, something managing or controlling. For now, you can let that role rest. You can allow yourself to be carried the same way everything else is carried, without effort or resistance. The galaxy does not ask its stars to understand their paths. It does not ask its clouds to plan their futures. It allows them to move as they do, guided by balance rather than intention. You are allowed the same rest. You do not need to guide this moment. You can let it happen. Even your thoughts are part of this larger motion. They arise, linger briefly, and fade, much like everything else. You do not need to follow them. You do not need to push them away. They can drift past on their own, leaving more space behind. As you lie here, supported and still, you are exactly where you need to be. There's nothing to improve, nothing to reach, nothing to finish. This moment does not require anything from you. It holds you gently, the way gravity holds stars, quietly and reliably. You belong to this motion simply by existing. You belong to this galaxy simply by being here. No effort is required. No awareness is demanded. Belonging is already complete. You can allow this sense of inclusion to soften further now, becoming less like a thought and more like a feeling. A quiet rias, a sense of being held without being confined, supported without being directed. The galaxy turns. The earth moves. Your body rests. Breath continues. Everything participates together, without hierarchy, without urgency. And as this understanding settles, you can let awareness loosen even more, allowing yourself to drift toward deeper rest, knowing you are already part of something steady, quiet, and endlessly patient. There is nothing more you need to hold on to now. No ideas to follow, no images to keep in focus, no sense of direction to maintain. The words can begin to loosen their shape, becoming less important than the spaces between them. Meaning fades gently, and what remains is only a quiet presence. Everything that needed to be said has already passed. Everything that needed to happen is already happening on its own. You do not need to listen closely anymore. You can let the sound of the voice become part of the background, like a distant current moving through the night. Breathing continues without attention. In and out, slow and steady. Each breath arrives and leaves without effort, without intention. The body remains supported, heavy where it rests, light where it releases. Muscles no longer need to hold themselves in place. They can soften completely. Thoughts may still appear from time to time, faint and unfocused. You do not need to follow them. You do not need to finish them. They can drift past like dim lights seen through closed eyes, dissolving before they form into anything clear. There is no need to remember where you are. No need to mark the moment. No need to notice how long you've been here. Time has already loosened its shape. Moments blend into one another, indistinct and uncounted. The galaxy continues, far away and close at once, turning without sound, without urgency. Stars move. Matter drifts. Balance holds. None of it requires awareness. None of it depends on attention. The voice can slow now, stretching gently, allowing more space between words. Silence becomes just as present as sound. Nothing fills the gaps. Nothing needs to. You may not notice when wakefulness begins to fade. There is no clear boundary. One moment does not announce the next. Awareness simply thins, like mist lifting quietly from the surface of water. Rest deepens on its own. The body sinks further into stillness. Breathing remains slow, even, effortless. The mind no longer reaches outward. It does not search. It does not question. It simply rests. There is no ending here. No final thought to arrive at. The words do not conclude. They gradually become unnecessary. Everything is already settled. You are supported. You are at rest, and the night continues, wide and quiet, holding everything gently as sleep takes over completely, without effort, without awareness, without needing to notice the moment it arrives.